605. Look, James, look, that you're getting older, and the stuff that you go through, like that little girl, little boy, all that stuff that y'all go through and see right now, y'all gonna want that to kind of stay the same when you get older. You don't know nothing about that right now because you're only seeing and understanding your life right now. But these older people, meaning like anybody, like the older people that's in our country, they man, that makes our laws and stuff. They grew up in a time where it wasn't internet. So they know the communication that people had. They know when writing letters to each other, it worked. People expected a phone call. People expected a fax message or something like that. They expected telegram. They expected some type of wire transfer. They expected these things by paper. You know, they expected more communication, not through the internet, not emails and stuff like that. So that type of stuff probably throws off a lot of people nowadays, especially stuff is moving so fast. Then when they get brought up by new people that have investment ideas with money, new investment ideas mean people that have money, and they come to them and say, hey, I have a lot of money. I would like to give y'all this money to put towards making blah, 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 something better. And they say, all right, well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's stop doing what we're doing. Let's stop figuring this out. That's important, and go ahead and put more money into this because you offering it. But yeah, so here, put some of this on real quick. Just beside you too. But yeah, I feel like that's what it is though, because they old, like they don't want stuff to change. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't want nothing to change. That's what it is. And I be feeling that too with myself. Make sure you get the corners. You got the corners, Messiah?
Yes.
Let me see. But you guys gotta understand, James, as you get older, change comes. Realize the change you have in your classroom. Your classroom, is your classroom, Messiah, is your classroom the same as it was in the beginning of the year? No, it's not. It's like it's something like the walls change, the kids in the class, they change. The teacher she changes too. The teacher gets a little nicer throughout the year, right? The teacher's real mean and tough in the beginning, right, James?
Yeah.
And then you get real nicer. But y'all, the teacher look at y'all and say, dang, James, I didn't know James at all before he got here, right?
Yes.
So you already know what they might have been assuming about you, maybe, right? Maybe not. But then they also they go off of what the Kenner said. You know what I'm saying? They go really off what Kenner said. Then when they get you, then they say, okay, they might do the black, they may try to assume something about you, that you might be a little bit more aggressive or something like that. Whatever, they may assume these things, but then they start learning more about you. Realize that change. We all see the change every single day in our lives in every single level. When you get older, adapt with that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My biggest point, I'm gonna end this with this. Me and your mother, we moved down here to West Virginia. We from Jersey. We used to live in D.C. Then we used to live in Virginia. And I lived overseas for some time too. But still, we lived so many different places. But to that point where it came from moving from New Jersey to another place, really, let's start from when your mother had her. She been in a fire in her house. I had fire when I was a baby. I don't remember mine. I was so young. But when we leave that house, and then she moved to another house in East Orange, and where she's from in New Jersey, we had to adapt. Cause that neighborhood, we had to adapt. That school that she might be going to, especially once we became adults, and then we went to a whole nother state. We gotta adapt. You understand? Now, remember we talked, James. We had talked about this years ago, and probably a few months ago too. What does the human body do? What is the human body made to do? One of the things it's made to do.
To resist the heat.
Yes, cause
the coldness too.
Oh man, yeah, but we can't. We have those what's the thing that's in hypothermal that's in our back of our head that does regulate the temperature. But no, I just said it. Adapt. We can adapt. Remember, James, we talked about that. We can adapt. The human body can be put anywhere in the world, and it can adapt to that condition and that mindset, depending on the teachings, the discipline that you store and you're ready to use, depending on whatever it is that it is. But really, you're gonna adapt. Even if you don't have those skills, you're gonna adapt. I put you out here. I can't even say that, James. Right now, you get took, and it's a portal right there, and y'all go into a portal, and it takes you out to the glaciers or somewhere like that. You're going to adapt. Your body is going to do exactly what you said. It's going to start adjusting its temperature because it realizes it's freezing, right? Yeah. And it's going to start making you shake. And it's going to automatically want to try to heat you up. That's why our body does that. Our body's making us shake because it wants us to heat up. It wants us to get going because we can't go out there and start running in the glacier. We're freezing. But our body can just start, the nerves can all that. That's what happens when we get the chills. That's our body trying to keep us warm right there in that exact moment. So that's what's happening. Our body's trying to adapt. Then your brain is gonna catch up with your body and say, I need to adapt right now. I need to find somewhere warm, right? So what the first thing you're gonna do is bend down, get real low, make a ball probably, and look around like, there ain't nowhere, there's nowhere to go, right? Yeah. There's nowhere to go. But that's smart though. At least you bend down to grab yourself, at least a little bit warmer, but then now you're really cold. So this is adapting. And then vice versa, if it was somewhere hot. Say that's what our body's gonna do. Son, when y'all get older, make sure y'all get older and y'all adapt, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Adapt with the times, okay? Get older. Understand what's going on in our world and adapt with the times. But what the answer to that is, you gotta put away whatever it is you want. If you're in charge of something, James, and you realize you got an opportunity to change something, and then somebody else comes along and has an idea or something like that and puts your original idea on hold, that's where the problem we have is right now, you're only one man, so you gotta figure out what's more important and what you need to do right away. But always think about the world first. Remember why you're doing what you're doing first. It's for the world. Whatever it is you gotta do, you're doing it for the world. Everybody. I always say it to y'all every day, Sincere Messiah. But Sincere's not here. We do stuff for each other from the world. This is all for the world. Each of these cars are made for other people. Whoever made that sign, he made it for me and every person that live and drive around here to see this forever. The person that made this road, made it for them to drive on. It's all he didn't say I made this road for James to walk on. He made it for everybody to walk on, so we all can get to it. We all do stuff for each other and drive and bike ride, whatever. So we can't be out here acting like we don't care about each other when we literally make everything for each other. But that's the problem, like I said, when you get older, when y'all get busier and deeper into what y'all gonna do in your life, it's gonna get challenging because you're gonna meet people who's not gonna care like that as much as you. But at the same time, while you're on your path, and keep going, they're gonna meet people that is like you. Because like-minded people, that's how life works, man. The more you stay focused on what you're doing, you're gonna meet people that's like you. And you know that, because you have friends that just turned out to be friends. That kid down there, Malachi, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not Malachi, I'm McQuay, whatever, but I'm not even mention his name like that, like it's not a big deal. But I'm gonna let this dude go first. I think he about to leave out. But yeah. That's crazy though. Is he gonna go? He probably not gonna leave. Alright, he's just gonna go. But yeah, so adapt, guys. For real, that's all. Just adapt with whatever's going on and don't let people change that from you. That's the biggest thing, okay, Messiah? And it's hard because you're gonna realize that other people gonna look at it like it's corny. But that's okay. Those are the people that don't need to be around you. That's exactly what we're talking about. See, that's what we need, one of them little dog door things. I never had one of those, but we need Matt to come back. But yeah, the little yellow thing he had in his door, on the garage door, that let the dogs in. He had a little dog hole for his door. All right, y'all, that was it. Thank y'all for listening. I talked to James by myself.